Alright. Welcome everyone to Uncharted qualifying here at Dover International Speedway in the First State. This beautiful morning here at Dover Downs, White Lightning, the Monster Mile, whatever you want to call it. We are here for Uncharted qualifying for the Keystone Foods 400 in the Cabela's Cup Series. And the first one onto the track is DJ Reed in the 41. He'll be the first one to run qualifying laps here for the 10 minutes here in Uncharted qualifying before we move on to the other 10-minute session in full field qualifying here just after this. The other cars here comes out the 54, Josephine O'Neill, the 99, Jordan Lopez, 57 is Timothy Ruiz, 09 is Dale Lightning, 50 is Braden Perez, 80 is Igor Barreto again, Max Anderson in the 31, Joshua Harrison in the 91, and Roberto Crown Jr. the 26, the 7 of Nick Martins. And the first lap for DJ Reed, we're looking at a 24.049 for that 41 car. Nick Martins in the 7 rounds up in second place with a 24.118. Now DJ Reed improves on that time with a 23.923 out of that 41 car. Good lap there for Reed. He rides up the banking a little bit there. Just in front of him, the 54. Third fastest overall right now, Josephine O'Neill. As now just under 8 minutes remaining already in this session. It's a very short one. And Nick Martins goes to the top of the board with a, well, that didn't last long. O'Neill, now Reed again. 23.694 for DJ Reed. Only 6 cars have made laps, now 7. And DJ Reed's on top of them all, just barely over, well, not barely any, well, it switched up again. Nick Martins is into second, Josephine O'Neill to third. So now we have 8 cars who have made laps. Here comes Lightning and the 57 of Timothy Ruiz, just starting their laps. Well, Ruiz isn't, but Lightning is. Still waiting for a lap out of Lightning, Barreto, and, well, we just got one out of Anderson, and it's the slowest one so far. But still, 23.629 as Joshua Harrison goes to the top of the board, and now it's Josephine O'Neill with a 23.590. First one to break into the 29.5s there. Impressive. Harrison in the 91 to the top of the board with a 23.548. Just over the 54 of O'Neill. And there is Harrison in the 91. Just under 6 minutes remaining here in this session. Everybody has made a lap now. Everyone inside the 23s. And now we see the first 23.4, and that goes to Igor Barreto in the 80 for Trinity River Racing. He goes to the top of the board with a 23.470. Brilliant lap by that Toyota driver. Meanwhile, the other Toyota of Max Anderson not doing particularly well in this session. 9th overall on the track with a 23.714, and the only other Toyota in this uncharted field. He is 8th on the grid right now, very much out of it as far as making it to the next round goes. Now under 5 minutes remaining here in this qualifying session. We'll see if anything else happens, or it might be just good from here to the end. As Barreto and Martins come down on to the pit road. Here's Jordan Lopez in the 99, 4th overall on the board right now. A solid qualifying session so far, but definitely not one he was hoping to have. He'd like to break into that top 2 so he can make it into the race. Right now, the 2 that are making it are Igor Barreto and Joshua Harrison. It'll be interesting to see how the final few minutes of this session go, as we're now under 4 minutes from seeing who the 2 uncharted drivers are going to be, as the timer will run out. This lap for Dale Lightning, let's go ahead and take a look. 23.746, so not terribly off of his best lap, which was a 23.633. But he is in 5th right now, and again, not in position to make it into the race. He definitely needs to pick it up a little bit. He needs to be at least better than a 23.548. And that is the second place time set by this man, Joshua Harrison. As he comes onto the pit road, he's going to make some adjustments before we get to the end of this session here. Igor Barreto just coming off of the pit road. Nick Martin's already out on the track. As now 2 minutes and 30 seconds remain here in uncharted qualifying. Side by side behind Barreto, that's Max Anderson rather, and DJ Reed. This is a notoriously hard track to pass on. At least in NR it is. Maybe with the advent of the sun shining onto the track, it should make the surface a bit more slippery here. On race day, should make for an interesting race. Speaking of races here in the Cabela's Cup Series, the last 2 seasons, we have seen some thrilling, and I mean thrilling, battles for the win here at Dover. Season 1 unfolded over the course of the final 5 laps, where Jacob Britz had dominated the race. Stephen Colon gets by. Eric Jax got by Britz, who fell from 1st to 3rd. And then Jax was left to try to chase down Colon and get around him. Was not able to. That was Stephen Colon's only win on the Trinity River Network so far. And then we came here again in Season 2 of Cabela's. And it looked for sure like it was going to be Trey Wright's race to win. But then the lap car, Jamison Thole, got in the middle of that. Sent Wright to the outside of the track. And on the inside, here came Colton Yo to steal it away on the last lap. Colton Yo not returning in the Cabela's Cup Series this season, or any series at all on the Trinity River Network. Trey Wright still looking for his first career Cabela's Cup Series victory. We'll have to see how the full field qualifying goes. Trey Wright could get it here for owner Trey Smith and Arctic Racing. The winner of this race, if they haven't already won, would be one of the last people to reserve their way into next weekend's All-Star race at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Dr. Pepper Cherry All-Star Challenge. Going to be next Saturday night It's going to be a fun one for sure. Dr. Pepper Cherry All-Star Night right here under the lights from Charlotte on the Trinity River Network. That is something to look out for here. One more reset here for uncharted qualifying. Put the focus back on the session here at hand. It's about to wrap up. Igor Barreto is going to be the first one to advance easily. The only one with a 23.4, but Will Harrison hold on to it. Joshua Harrison in the 91 in the final few seconds here. And I don't think anyone's going to get him. No, sir. Nobody's going to get Joshua Harrison off the board either. So it will be Igor Barreto, Joshua Harrison advancing. Josephine O'Neill, Jordan Lopez, Dale Lightning, DJ Reed, Nick Martins, Max Anderson, Timothy Ruiz, Brady Perez, and Roberto Crown Jr. not advancing to the Keystone Foods 400. But with that, let's move on to full field qualifying here at Dover. And here we are for full field qualifying for the Keystone Foods 400 here at Dover. First car onto the track, Daisy Johnson in the 15. Of course, later on today, while this qualifying broadcast is on the NOFSRL channel, be sure to tune in to the Trinity River Network. We got the Scots National Series here at Dover coming up later today. The Right Aid 200 for those drivers. And of course, everything else going on this weekend in the NOFSRL. There's a lot of it leading into a major week next weekend with All-Star Week for the NOFSRL Cup Series and the Cabela's Cup Series at the very least. I don't actually remember who else has an All-Star race next week, but we will get that to you as next week rolls around. I'm looking forward to it, and I know a lot of other people are too. So Charlotte All-Star Weekend next weekend, once again under the lights at Charlotte. Saturday night, the Dr. Pepper Cherry All-Star Challenge. We'll have open qualifying, and then 3 drivers will advance from the open. The top 3 finishers will advance, plus the fan vote winner, and then we will do the All-Star qualifying, and then the 50-lap main All-Star race. So we're in for quite the weekend here in the NOFSRL. Top of the board right now, Daisy Johnson in the 15 for Team Velocitar in that Grand Patron Ford Mustang. Now it's her teammate Ethan Lewis on the top of the board. Velocitar 1-2 here at Dover early on in qualifying. 23.593 for Lewis. Only 2 wins for Velocitar this season so far in the Cabela's Cup Series. Both of them coming from this man right here, Benny Watson, in the Daytona 500 and the first Data 500 at Martinsville. In that wicked green-white checkered finish, the only green-white checkered we've had so far. Benny Watson, 7th on the track right now. And Nathan Smith to the top of the board right now. Mitchell Collins will take that away from him. 23.525 for that driver in the 59. His teammate, Roy Rebleton, has been the story of controversy, but Collins has had a solid resurgence ever since, well, his season started off on the wrong footing, but I really feel like he could start turning it around, and looks like he's already got some speed in that number 59 JD Sports Dodge for Fitzwater Australia Racing. But Nathan Smith right now, as of the time I'm recording this, is leading the Dr. Pepper Cherry All-Star Race fan vote, and he is winning it by a huge margin. I can't tell you how big the margin is, but All I can say is if you haven't been voting for your infinite votes to get you or your driver in, you better pick it up, because this man is kicking your butts right now. And on the top of the board, Trey Wright, the man who finished second to Colton Yo last season here at Dover in what was then the CN Rail 400. He is now on the top of the board in qualifying with a 23.388, looking to get some redemption here in the first state after just narrowly missing out on his first win last season at this track. Second place on the board right now is the 35 of Andrew Miller. Want to give Miller a big shout out here. He and Lewis have been the weakest Velocity cars in the series so far. But right now they are the fastest two in qualifying. Miller second, and Ethan Lewis is in 12th right now. Johnson's in 13th, Watson's in 15th. So Andrew Miller is flying the banner high for Velocity, but that organization is having a phenomenal qualifying session right now. All four of the cars inside the top 15. Right now it is still Trey Wright on the pole position, the only one to crack a 23.3. And as we get later on in this run, tires starting to wear off here on the concrete. You can already see some guys coming down onto the pit road to adjust their cars and get new tires on. Under 4 minutes remaining here in qualifying at Dover. Here's Trey Wright in the 90 going underneath the 34 of Talladega winner Ryan Durrani. Three minutes, 30 seconds left. By the way, as far as the championship goes, coming into this race, what a topsy-turvy season it has been so far in the championship standings, coming here into what will already be the 13th race of the season. It's pretty remarkable we've made it that far already. I cannot believe we've made it this far already. Thanks everyone for the support, by the way. I really do appreciate the support that this season has gotten. But as far as the championship goes, right now, it's Will Parrish for Ruby Motorsports. There he is on the pit road. He's coming in after the HEB 500 at Texas with a 25-point cushion over this man right here. Super sweet, I like to call him Salmon Oskin in the 83, flying the banner high for Trinity River Racing and Toyota. In third place is Darion Armsdorf, another Chevrolet, along with Will Parrish. Arnsdorf in the 14 for his own All-Star Speed team. There he is just ahead of RJ Rosero. Fourth place in the point standings, Sophia Fragniti in the 38, flying the banner for Ford, and Rock Car Racing and Arthur Xavier. There she is. She's 30 points back in fourth place. Trey Smith in the 77, fifth place in points. 31 points back in the championship. There he is in the Cottonelle colors. Sixth place coming into this weekend, Alexander Rowe in the 11 for Ryan Racing and Dodge. He's flying the banner high for Dodge. 33 points back. Eric Monaco, another Dodge, in the 55 for Jacoan Racing Enterprises. 7th in points coming into this race. See if we can find him on the track right now. I may have gone by him. There he is, just coming off the pit road. Coming in 46 back in the points. Benny Watson, already mentioned him in this session. Two-time winner this season. He comes in 46 behind, no, 57 behind rather, in the standings. Titan Nicholas in the 17 Atlanta winner comes in 62 behind in ninth place in the points. We'll see where he is. There he is. And the man right in front of him, last week's winner, Ben Crouch, picking up his first Cabela's Cup Series win and the Season 1 champion, vaults 13 points in the standings from 23rd to 10th. He is 64 points out of the championship lead right now. And as far as this qualifying session goes for Crouch, Dover's a challenging racetrack. He is 39th on the grid right now, but these Dover races have been fairly chaotic in the past, so you never know what's going to happen here. I always dread doing Dover races because sometimes I worry that they are going to be a little stale, but then when I go to record the actual races, it ends up being something pretty spectacular. So we'll have to see how this weekend of racing goes as he gets shuffled up to the outside there. He's got the Season 2 champion, the defending Cabela's Cup Series champion inside of him, Kanan Miller in the 95, and trouble back straight away. Nathan Smith around and Daisy Johnson. Big damage to both of those cars late in this session, getting together in turn number 2. But the rule here is you won't have to worry about losing out on your position. They will not have to go to the back. Do not worry. We are in the final 20 seconds of this session. We'll see if Trey Wright can hold on to that pole position just ahead of Andrew Miller, Nathan Stapleton, Ben Young, Joshua Harrison, Beverly Creed, Mitchell Collins, Nathan Smith, Andrew Williams, and Titan Nicholas. 3, 2, 1. As the timer clicks down, Trey Wright on the pole position for the Keystone Foods 400 here at Dover, a 23.388. Congratulations to New Jersey's Trey Wright. You are on the pole position and in an excellent position to probably redeem yourself after that disappointment last season at Dover. I don't want to jinx it, but we'll see what happens. This is an unpredictable track. You never quite know what's going to happen here at the Concrete Canyon. The last 2 seasons have produced barn burners of races. Could we have another one here, or will this be one of those sort of stale, semi-forgettable Dover races? We'll have to see what happens here. But we've been on a good streak here in the CCS, so hopefully we get a good race this weekend for you guys. But that's going to wrap us up here for qualifying. There are your top 28, and we'll take a look at the rest here. Your slowest lap time goes to Eric Monaco in the 55, not even cracking the 23.7s. He cracked a 23.8 flat. So that would have been a solid lap time pretty much any other time, but when you see all these other lap times the guys were getting, I mean, the entire top 5 was inside a 23.4, and we only saw one crack a 23.4 in uncharted qualifying. So that's going to be something to look out for. There's going to be some fast cars tomorrow for the Keystone Foods 400. But we are really kind of separating the haves and the have-nots here. You see quite a gap, quite a variation with the lap times here from 23.3 to 0.8. So definitely something to look out for there. But everyone will do adjustments overnight, and we'll be probably back and better than ever come race time. But that's going to be it for qualifying here for the Keystone Foods 400. Congratulations, Trey Wright, for getting the pole position. We'll see y'all tomorrow and later on, of course, for the Rite Aid 200 in the Scots National Series, and later on at Watkins Glen this weekend, the New Era Indy at the Glen. That's going to be a fun one for sure. Second to last race of the CarQuest Indy Racing League before we head on to Memorial Day weekend for the Indianapolis 200 to wrap up the season and crown a champion. Until then, y'all take care, stay safe, and have a good one.